Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing the season 132 playthrough and we will go over all the 12 fights on the yellow line. I will show you how to target and position for all of them. There is timestamp in the video bar so you can jump to any fights at any point. Now for the team, this is what I will be using. Like I said during the guide video, try to have the same colors as me and go for tier 3 or above characters. You must have this Beerus if you got him in your box, even if he is low star, because he will have 20% boost, and do not have any character that is tier 4. So only characters that are movie good key, movie PO, or the new one plus Beerus. If you have the new Broly, you're gonna replace him for one of the greens that I have in my team. If you have the new Paragus, you're gonna replace him for one of the purples. And if you have the Gogeta Blue, you're gonna replace him for one of the reds. And you take out the weaker character that you have, obviously. Now, the only variance you can do in terms of color is having two blue instead of two red, and you can go with two blue and one red. I think two red is a little bit better, but if you do not have two strong reds or your Beerus is like 3 star and you need another strong blue, you can do it and remove one of the red for a blue that is PO movie or a movie god key, obviously. Now, how do you know which are the best character in your box? It's pretty simple. You're gonna put the filters, go for probably movie PO here, and you're gonna do power level here, and it's gonna show you what is the strongest to the weakest, and you're gonna go by color. For example, you need two red. You're gonna check what are the two best red in your team. Here I have Bodak and Brody as my two best red, and I'm gonna take them here for this season. You do the same for each color, and another thing is you need really good purples, especially if you have Paragus. If you have Paragus in your team, make sure your second purple is very high star and he's Zenkai if possible. If you are missing some tier 3 characters for the season and you don't have really high star units to pick from, there is a couple of free to play that are useful. You have multiple blues, although you won't need any unless you want to go with double blue because one of your blues is going to be Beerus. You have one purple, which is the Broly here. You can farm them all from the Huzai event and make sure to get them 14 star if you are going to use them. And you have two greens, of course. If you don't have two good green, you can just go farm the two free to play. And I think the final form cooler is actually really good, even if you have summonable characters, because his stats are pretty high. And I'm gonna be using him this season. Last thing is, do not use any tag characters that switch color because they will be pretty bad in terms of positioning. So I would really advise you to avoid them. So if you thought I would replace one of my purple with the tag Goku and Vegeta because they have 15% boost, I wouldn't do it. They will reverse purple here and they will be weak to green units, so we cannot put them in the top row, so avoid them and just put a normal purple that is PO God key, PO movie, sorry, or a God key movie, for example, this guy, and he's pretty good this season. That's all for the team. I went more in details on the guide video that was on Saturday. Here is my art boost. Just the turles here has a little bit of art boost and the cooler, but nothing major. I cannot remove the art boost sadly, so we will use them like this. And for my friendship, I try to friendship a little bit the Beerus because he's gonna be exposed and he's currently at friendship 6. I would advise you to friendship the blue Beerus and the new characters if you have them, the tier 1 character, especially Paragus, if you don't have him 7 star or higher, because purples are needed in multiple fights in the top row. Now let's start with fight number 1. We start with fight number 1. We have two options, both are 5 fist, but I won't take this fight because it's a little bit more difficult and tricky. So the one on the left is a little bit easier, I believe. Now we're gonna have two purples in the top row. Remember, I told you to take very strong purples for this season. And if you have Paragus, your purple Paragus will be a replacement for one of the two. The other really need to be a Zenkai high star character if possible. Do not take any tag switch unit. Tag switch units are really bad in the new TOP format and you cannot put them in the top row. So make sure your purple is a monocolor. For the middle row, we're gonna have two red and one yellow if you took double red like me. If you didn't take double red and you took double blue, replace one of the reds for one of the blue units you have. And if you have Legend Broly, you're gonna remove one of the red for Legend Broly and put him in the middle. If you do not have him, have either double red or double blue in the middle. And in the bottom, you're gonna have the Beerus here, the tier 2 Beerus with 20% boost. He won't take any damage this fight. Obviously, if you have Gogeta, remove one of the red, the weaker one you have for Gogeta, and if you have Paragus, remove one of the purples for Paragus in this fight. Now, for the targeting, it's gonna be pretty simple, and we're gonna do this fight again in number 2 and 3, so it's gonna be 3 times in a row. It's a very easy one. What we're gonna do is yellow first, then it's gonna be the red Great Saiyaman, the 2-star one, then a purple, then a red, then we finish with the double green. I'll take the EX one last because I think he will do less damage during this fight. This is the team that I will be taking. We're gonna take out the yellow first, then the red that is 2-star, then the purple, then the red, then we finish with the 2 green at the end. Let's see the result. We have pretty high HP on everyone, just the 2 purple took some damage, and we full KO'd no problem. Now, let's move on to fight number 2, which is the exact same as the fight that we did right now, and also it's gonna be the same as fight number 3. For the positioning, it's gonna be the same, obviously, and what I would advise here is if one of the purples that you had in your team dropped lower in HP, what you're gonna do is drop him in the bottom. So if he is below 70-60% HP, drop him so he doesn't take further damage and you will here, and just keep one purple in the top, and your entire team is gonna stay the same here. I would probably put one of the red or blue in the key recovery tile and don't put the yellow here. So this is our team for the fight, and we're gonna do the exact same targeting with the yellow first, then the red, then the purple, then it's gonna be a red again, and we finish with the EX at the end. Perfect. Our purple are still healthy enough in my opinion, and we full KO'd without any problem. Now let's move on to fight number 3, which is the same again. Now, same stuff here. If your purple, one of them is low HP, so below 70% HP, you're gonna drop him in the bottom. Otherwise, keep the exact same team. And if both of them are below 70% HP, keep both in the top. And if Paragus is dropping low HP, make sure he's in the bottom so he doesn't take any further damage. But we're gonna do the exact same fight, exact same targeting with the exact same setup. Remember, if you had the Broly, he would be in here, the Legend Broly, instead of one of the red. And let's get into the targeting, which is gonna be the Tapion first, the yellow, then the red, and again it's gonna be the purple, red, and we finish with the 2 greens. Perfect. Our HP is still high. This guy is not even below 70%, and we eliminated everyone. Now let's move on to fight number 4, which is a different one. This one, we're gonna need our yellow. We brought one yellow for this TOP season just because of this fight, and we're gonna put him in the top row. In the middle row, I'm gonna have double red and 1 blue, and in the bottom, I'm gonna have double green. If you have your Gogeta blue, you're gonna replace one of the reds. If you have the LR Brody, you're gonna replace one of the greens in the bottom, and if you have the Paragus, you're gonna replace also one of the greens in the bottom, and you're gonna put the Paragus here, and you should be fine. If you have double blue and not double red in your squad, well, remove one of the reds or one of the blue that you have, and that should do it. For the targeting, what we're gonna have is the Shin will go first because we have a yellow in the top row, then second is gonna be a blue. Hopefully our greens attack late the blue, but one of them is on the key recovery, so I'm not sure if he outspeed the metal. We will see, I guess. Then third is gonna be a yellow, fourth is gonna be a blue, fifth purple, and we finish with Garlic Jr. last. He has the most stats between the two purple, so we will take him last. This is a quite tricky fight in my opinion because it has a very new sparkings, so it's gonna be difficult to full KO. I'm not sure we will do it, but we will see. Let's see. And we did full KO, which is great. Just our yellow took some damage, which is nice. Now let's move on to fight number 5, which is this EX one. This is a very easy fight with some EXs, but we're gonna need a blue in the top row. So if you have only Beerus as your blue, you're gonna put him in the top row here. But if you have double blue instead of double red, what you're gonna do is have both of your blues in the top row, move the yellow in the middle, and you're gonna have only the purple alone in the bottom. If you have only one blue like me, which is Beerus, we're gonna have one blue in the top row, avoid the key recovery tile, do not put anyone here. You're gonna have double red in the middle, one green, and in the bottom one yellow, one purple. If you have Gogeta blue, use him instead of one of the red. If you have other Broly, use him instead of the green cooler here. And if you have Paragus, use him instead of purple Godki. Godku, sorry, not Godki. Now, if you do not have Paragus, I would advise you to use whatever lower HP purple you have in your team in the bottom, because you're gonna heal him this fight. And in here, I would advise you to use the strongest green you have if you don't have either Broly, and put him on the key recovery tile, and don't put one of the reds in the key recovery tile. This is very important. For the targeting, we're gonna take one of the yellows first, then we're gonna go with the blue second, then we're gonna go with the two purples, and we finish with the two reds. So we're gonna take this team, only one blue in the top row for me. If you have double blue, that's fine. Then we're gonna go with yellow, blue, purples, and we finish with the two reds. Easy fight, we should have full KO no problem, and everyone is healthy. Now let's move on to the next fight, which is number 6. I'm going to show you two ways to go about it, with reds in the top row or blues in the top row, because some of you will have double blues in their team or double reds. So it's gonna be different in terms of positioning and targeting, and I will show you both. Obviously, you take strat number 1 if you have double reds in your team, and you take strat number 2 if you have double blues in your team. Now, for the double red strategy, you're gonna have your 2 red in the top row, and then in the middle row, you're gonna have 1 green, 1 purple, 1 blue. In the bottom row, you're gonna have 1 yellow. If you have Broly, the LR, he's gonna replace the green cooler. If you have the Paragus, he's gonna replace the purple Godku, and Gogeta blue will replace one of the reds. And in the middle, among the 3, purple, green, and blue, the one that has the highest special gauge, the yellow line here, you're gonna put him on the extra special move damage, which is in the middle right hand side. For the blue top row strategy, what you're gonna do is have 2 blues in the top row, pretend this Broly, the red one, is a blue. You're gonna have only 1 red in the bottom row, and you're gonna have double purple with a yellow in the middle row, just bench your 2 greens. I would do this one if you have 2 blues in your team and your blue Beerus is pretty high HP. If he is not high HP, so above 60% HP, you go with the red top row strategy and have just 1 red in the top, and you're gonna put like this your second blue here in the middle, with the Beerus going to the bottom so he can heal a little bit. But me, I will go with the red top row strategy with 2 reds, obviously. Now, for the red top row, you're gonna take the second form cell first. Second is gonna be the purple cell, the one with the lower star. Third is the other purple cell. Then fourth, the revival red cell. And fifth and sixth is gonna be the double yellows. If you want to go with the blue top row strategy, so you have 2 blues in the top row and your blue Beerus is still healthy, you're gonna take out the purple cell first, the one with low star, second yellow, third purple cell, fourth the other yellow, fifth has to be the red revival cell, not the transforming one, and the transforming one will go at the end. This is the team that I will be using, with reds in the top row and the red in the top row strategy. So we do the red cell first, then the purple, the other purple, fourth is gonna be the revival, fifth yellow, and we finish with the other yellow. I'm not sure we can full KO because there is a revival unit, but let's see. Okay, we did full KO everyone, which is great. Now let's move on to fight number 7. It's the exact same, so it's gonna be the exact same advice. Remember, you're gonna go depending on what you have, reds or blues in the top row. If you want to switch from blue top row strategy to red top row strategy because your blue Beerus is low HP, you can do it and have solo red in the top, blue Beerus gonna go to the bottom, and you're gonna have one of your blues here as your second blue. But yeah, you can stick with your double blue top row strategy if both are healthy. The red top row strategy with the red cell first, then the purple, then the revival cell. After that is gonna be double yellow. The other one is gonna be this one with the blues in the top row with purple first, then yellow, purple, yellow, and double red at the end. Now let's go back to our own team here, and we're gonna have the red top row strategy with double red, and the positioning is gonna be pretty much the same. I'm not gonna change anything apart from this guy. He's gonna go here for the extra strike damage, and this guy is gonna go here for the extra crit. Now, for the targeting, we're gonna go with the second form cell first. Then we're gonna go with the purple again, fifth yellow. Fourth is gonna be the revival, fifth yellow, and we finish with the other yellow. Perfect. Forgot to show, but yeah, we full KO'd for this one. Same for the other fight here. No problem. Now let's move on to fight number 8, which is gonna be this one. We are going to need our purples in the top row for this one, and in the middle row I'm gonna have double red, one yellow, and in the bottom I'm gonna have one blue. Now if you have the legend Brody, so LR Brody, you're gonna put him here instead of one of the red and switch the blue in the middle and put the green Brody in the bottom on his own. If you have double blue instead of double red, you're gonna remove one of the reds for the second blue in your team. Now for the targeting, it's gonna be pretty simple. We're gonna take out the yellow first, then second it's gonna be the red, then we're gonna go with the purple, for the blue, and we finish with the 2 greens. Our purple are still pretty healthy and we full KO'd no problem. Now let's move on to fight number 9, which is the middle one here, not the right one. We are going with double purple again in the top row, and for this one we're gonna have double red in the middle, one yellow in the bottom, and one blue in the middle. So if you have LR Brody, you're gonna remove one of the red for one of the greens, which is LR Brody. Your Gogeta blue will go for one of the red, and Paragus will go for one of the purples. If Paragus dropped lower in HP in the previous fight, if he's below 70% HP, you can put him in the bottom here and keep only one purple in the top row, and he should heal a little bit for this fight. In terms of targeting, we're gonna take out the yellow first. Second is gonna be purple Piccolo. He is lower star than Vegeta, he should go down faster. Then it's gonna be a red third, which is Piccolo. Fourth is purple Vegeta. Fifth is green Trunks, and we finish with the Gamma at the end. This is the team we're gonna have with purples in the top row. Yellow first, and second is gonna be purple, red, purple, and we finish with double green. Perfect. Our team is pretty healthy. Our purple took some damage obviously, but we are doing fine. Now let's move on to fight number 10. This is the last fight where we need red in the top row. If you have double red, obviously put your double red here. If you have one red, just wait a second, I'll explain you something. Now, if you have double red, put them both here. Gogeta blue will replace one of them if you have Gogeta blue. In the middle, I'm gonna have double purple, one yellow. If you have the LR Broly, remove one of the purples for LR Broly, and he's gonna go in the middle instead. And Beerus is gonna go solo in the bottom row. You do not need to change him to strike, I believe, because his strike is too low. I've put him here, but it doesn't matter really. Now, if you have only one red in your team, put your red in the top row alone, and in the bottom row you're gonna put your second blue and keep the same the others. Unless one of your purple is lower HP, especially if it's Paragus. Now let's say Paragus is lower HP, what you can do is just put him in the bottom row here and put your blue in the middle. You don't want to risk your purple really in this fight and lose him. Even if you don't full KO, it's better if he stays healthy. Now for my team, for the targeting, what we're gonna do is take the green first, the DKP. Second is gonna be red Piccolo Jr. Third is gonna be the purple. Then fourth is gonna be revival Piccolo, and last two will be the yellow. And you have to take the yellow LL Piccolo last because he has more stats when he transforms. And he does transform turn 2, but we cannot eliminate him early, so it doesn't matter. Now we're gonna take out these 2 yellows at the end. And let's see if we full KO'd, and we did, which is great. Now let's move on to fight number 11. Last fight with purples in the top row. I would say even if they're 50% HP or higher, you keep the double purple in the top row, unless one of them is Paragus. If it's Paragus and he's below 60% HP, I would put him in the bottom row here and keep only one purple in the top. And if your 2 purples, one of them is unhealthy below 50% HP, same thing, just keep one purple in the top row, the healthy one. If both are lower HP, you keep both in the top row. You won't need them for the next fight unless Paragus is one of them. Obviously you're gonna save him so you get extra point for the next fight. In the middle row you're gonna have double reds and one yellow. If you have Alar Broly, you're gonna replace one of the red with Alar Broly. If you have double blue instead of double red, you're gonna replace one of the reds with the blue. And Gogeta Blue will replace one of the red, obviously. In the bottom, we're gonna have the blue Beerus on his own. For the targeting, what we're gonna do is the yellow Oop first, then second the EX red. After that, we're gonna go with the purple, then red, and we finish with the 2 greens. This is the team that I will be using. We're gonna go with yellow, then red, then purple, red, and double green at the end. We full KO'd everyone, obviously. Now let's move on to the last fight, which is number 12. Last one of this season, and we're gonna have double green in the top row. They should be pretty healthy for you because you didn't use them at all during this run for the top row. In the middle, we're gonna have one red, one yellow, and one blue. Unless you have Paragus. If you have Paragus, you're gonna use him instead of this red. Or if you have double blue in your team and not double red, you're gonna use your double blue instead of this red in the middle. And in the bottom, you must have a red. So if you have one solo red, you're gonna put him alone in the bottom. Obviously, Legend Broly is gonna replace one of the greens, and the Gogeta Blue is gonna replace the red here in the bottom, if you own him. For the targeting, we're gonna have the Goku Frieza first, because they are purple when they start, and we need to eliminate them quickly. Then second is gonna be the yellow with our red attacking late. Third is gonna be the tag unit. They will reverse blue turn 2, so our red will attack them type advantage, which is great. Fourth is gonna be the revival Pycon. Fifth is gonna be the Ultra Super Gogeta, and last is gonna be the Fusion Super Vegito. Now this is my team for the last battle. We're gonna take Goku Frieza first, then the yellow. Third is gonna be the tag unit. They reverse color, so they need to go quickly. Then fourth is gonna be Pycon, Ultra Gogeta, then last is gonna be the Fusion unit. Last fight, and it has a revival unit, so did we full KO? And we did, which is great. Pretty good score overall. Let's see our overall score without, obviously, the new summonable character. And we got 54 million, which is pretty decent. Now, I'm playing a couple of days after the full TP was out, so I think day and a half. So let's see where we are in terms of points. 8,000, which is not the greatest because I don't have the new units, and the 1KCC is already at 53 million. I don't think it will be possible to get it without the new unit, but the 800cc should be secured at least. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any question, let me know in the comment. Have a good one, and goodbye.